Hi, my name's Kenton Loewen. Gonna talk a little bit about a record that I'm putting out on the 24th of May, 2024, called PETROL Matches Boom. I called it PETROL Matches Boom because I feel like it's the burning of things. It's the past doesn't exist. You gotta let go of stuff, and writing this record and recording this record and releasing this record is, for me, how that works. Yeah, it's a wonderful destruction in fire, letting things go, just burning things, forgetting about things, leaving things behind. It's also a bit of a shout out to my old band, The Crackling, which is the sound of fire. I've had the wonderful opportunity of working with some really incredible artists on this record. My favorite guitar player in the world is a guitar player named Marc Ribot in New York, and we'd played together before in a project called Haram, where I played drums, and I'd met Mark a handful of times at different festivals over the years, but we kind of got to know each other in a different way, and he asked me to, well, first of all, we spent about 4 days together. We were in rehearsals and recording, and we did a couple shows, and it was like this incredible set of circumstances, because we just became friends, started talking about all this music. I mean, I know a lot of stuff that he's done, obscure records and crazy projects he's been involved with that are the best. And so the last gig we played was in February in Seattle, just basically when the pandemic was happening, just starting to break out, and we were sitting in a small Italian bar after the gig, and there was like a band playing in the corner, and super dark. I forget what it was called, like Tony's or I don't know. But he asked me what I'm working on, and I found that pretty awesome, pretty interesting, because so it's humbling, when your favorite musician, guitar player, asks you what you're doing. And I started telling him about, I'm playing drums in lots of projects and this type of thing. And he's like, no, like, what are you working on? And I just was like, oh God. So I started telling him about this record that, I've been working on, and he said to send it to him. Which is completely mind-blowing. When Jesse Zubot and I had a handful of mixes ready, we sent him the mixes, and I just sent him a message saying, I don't know if you're at all interested in being a part of this project, but let me know. And he got back to me and said, if by being a part of this project you mean, will I record guitar on your record? The answer is yes. And so that's a dream come true. And his work on the record is fantastic. It's unbelievable. Lots of great guests on this record. Matt Robertson, plays keys and synths, and he works closely with Björk, was Björk's musical director, and basically met him through friends and had an incredible scenario with him in that I just asked if he was interested in being a part of the project as well, and he, in classic form, said, send me the project, send me a recording, and I did, and Jesse and I sent him some tracks, and he didn't respond. He just actually recorded all of his parts on the record. So he, I mean, what an incredible response. So he's on the record. Incredible Vancouver singer, Marion Patnod, sings backup vocals. And an old friend, Coho Cayenne, is also on a track. My very good friend, Tony Wilson, plays guitar on a track. Incredible Vancouver bass player, Darren Paris, plays bass on the record. And then, of course, my cohort, my producer, my very good friend, Jesse Zubot. And what a scene that was. Months during the pandemic. It was crazy. That whole session started with getting to his place and him saying, hey, there's a lot of things that are happening, and I should probably tell you about what's going on. And so we drank mezcal for 6 hours and talked about everything. A lot of things were going on. A lot of stuff is happening. And then he goes, so let's start working. And I was like, all right. And that was how the session began at 3 a.m. on the first day. And yeah, I mean, we were together when everything got shut down, and basically we just lived together and made this record. So yeah, he's a genius. And I mean that. He's incredible, wonderful to work with, very good friend, very, very funny, very insightful, and a very, very close person to me. Incredible string arrangements, incredible, I mean, his production ideas are wonderful. We did so many different things. It's the first record that I played drums on, of my own record, the crackling stuff in the history. I always had other drummers, which freed me up to just focus on playing guitar and singing. But this time it was different, and we literally recorded drums in the garage. And I mean, yeah, it felt like that kind of rough and tumble record. It felt, yeah, there's a lot of layers to it. But yeah, I guess probably I was coming out of some pretty rough stuff when I was writing this record. Having been unwell, having been sick, and also, I mean, I had, depression is a very strange and interesting thing, and it had gotten dark. Powerful stuff to experience and to go through. And I don't know, I mean, I had gotten completely obsessed with some things, trying to understand humanity and why a bunch of relationships hadn't worked out and a bunch of things were changing. So I think that I probably dealt with it by writing and recording. And part of the feeling of freeing myself of that stuff is in letting this record go, putting this record out, because it won't be mine anymore, which is incredible. It's always amazing to put a record out and let it see what it does. I hope that you like it. I hope that you listen to it, and I hope that you hear what it is. It's an honest account. Jesse and I were pretty hardcore. That was the language that we kept using. It has to be hardcore. It has to be hardcore. It has to be true. It has to be exactly what it is. And I feel like we kind of left no stone unturned in the process of trying to figure that out and making that happen. So, yeah. Petrol Matches Boom.